Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to SmartSpark Academy. Today, we'll be talking about likely questions that will occur in your post-UTME. We'll start with mathematics, physics, maths, chemistry, and biology. We'll first of all start with mathematics. For our first math question, we have for our first math question, we have here solve for x if 3x minus 5 is equal to 16. Solve for x if 3x minus 5 is equal to 16. Now, this is a very, very simple math question. The first thing that you do in this question is that you collect like terms. You send 5 over to this place. And according to a math law, if if a number crosses the equality sign, it changes from positive to negative or from negative to positive. In this case, the number was already a negative number. So if 5 crosses over, it becomes a positive number. So we have 3x. If we bring 5 over, we have 16 plus 5. So 3x now is equal to 16 plus 5, 21. The next thing to do here is that we divide both sides by 3 so that we can find the value for x. If we divide both sides by 3, x stands alone. So x now becomes 21 all over 3. So x is equal to 7. So that's how we solve this question. For the next question, find the simple interest on 20,000 naira at 5% per annum for 2 years. Okay, this question has been taught to us from secondary school. So I'm just going to give you something that will help you solve this question. This particular question has a formula. Let me write out the question first. Find the simple interest at 20,000 naira at 5% on, 20,000 naira at 5% per annum for 2 years. The formula for this question is given as principal times time times rate all over 100. Principal, simple interest, which is what we're supposed to look for. They said find the simple interest is equal to principal times time times rate all over 100. And I know your next question now is to know what is for what. I want you to note that the rate is always given in percentage and the time we already know is always given in years, seconds, but in this particular question, in this topic, it's always given in years. So it's for you to know that the principal is given in naira. So in this case, the simple interest is equal to 20,000 times 2 years. It says 2 years here times 2 times 5. 5 all over 5%, which is all over 100. So if we solve for this now, we have just 200 times 2 times 5 is equal to 200 times 2 is 400. 400 times 5 is 20,000. So that is the answer for this question. So our next question says the mean of 4, 6, 10, and 12 is, so we're supposed to find the mean of 4, 6, 10, and 12 is If you remember from secondary school, the proper way to solve mean is very, very simple. You just calculate the number of values you have here: 1, 2, 3, 4. Add all of these values together and divide them by their frequency, which is the number of values here. So we have the mean is equal to 4 plus 6 plus 10 plus 12 all over the number of values here: 1, 2, 3, 4, all over 4. So we have that the mean is equal to 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 plus 10, 20, 20 plus 12, 22. 22 divided by 4, we have 5.5. So the mean here is 5.5. That's the answer for this particular question. The next question, number 4. The next question is on probability. The probability of obtaining an even number when a fair die is thrown is, let me write this question down. The probability of obtaining an even number is obtained when a fair die is thrown once is solution. Okay, the first thing to note in this question is that a fair die has 6 sides. So we have the possible outcomes from a fair die is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But in this particular question, we are looking for the probability of obtaining an even number. So the probability of obtaining an even number when you throw a die here is 2, 4, or 6. As when you throw a die, it is either 2, 4, or 6 because these are even numbers. So possible outcomes of, let's just say, even numbers are 2, 4, and 6, which means that the number of favorable outcomes here is going to be 3. So let's write the number of favorable outcomes is 3. So how we calculate this question now is that we would divide the possible outcomes by the number of favorable outcomes. So we have that the probability is equal to of favorable outcomes. Just invert it all over number of possible outcomes. So the number of favorable outcomes here is 1, 2, 3, which is 3 all over the number of possible outcomes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 all over 6. So our probability here is equal to 1 all over 2. That's the answer for this question. Question number 5. The area of a circle of radius 7 cm is, this is a very simple question. They're just asking us to find the area of a circle. And as we all know, the formula for area of a circle is pi r square. In this particular question, they gave us radius to be given as, let me write, given radius, which is r, is equal to 7 cm. If we apply this formula to the question, area of a circle becomes pi bracket 7 square. Pi bracket 7 square. And as we all know, pi is given as 22/7. So the area of the circle becomes 22 all over 7 times 49. 7 divides 49, we have 7. 22 times 7, 22 times 7, we have 154 centimeter square. So the area of a circle in this question is equal to 154 centimeter square. So the only thing that you have to note in this particular question is to know the formulas. Area of a circle, circumference of a circle, and you'll be fine. So our next question says, simplify 2 over 3 plus 1 over 6. Number 6. Simplify 2 all over 3 plus 1 all over 6. This is addition of fraction. So what to do in this question now is write our question down: 2 over 3 plus 1 over 6. You find the LCM of the denominators, which is 3 and 6. And to find LCM, just to remind you, you divide by the lowest number. Divide here, we have 1. Divide here, we have 2. Divide by 2, we have 1, 1. So the LCM here is 3 times 2, which is equal to 6. So write our LCM as 6. So you use this number to divide this number, you use this one to divide this one. 3 divides 6, we have 2. You multiply by the numerator. 2 times 2, you have 4. 6 divides 6 is 1. Multiply by the numerator. 1 times 1, you have 1, which is equal to 4 plus 1, 5 all over 6. So that is the solution for this question. Our next question says, if y is equal to 2x squared and x, let me write it down. If y is equal to 2x squared and x is equal to 3, find y. For this particular question, you just substitute the value of x, which is already given to us, into the question. So if y solution, if y is equal to 2x squared, note that x is equal to 3. So if we substitute the value of 3 inside this, we have 3 squared. So y is equal to 2, because 3 squared is 9, bracket 9. 2 times 9 is equal to 18. So the value of y, therefore, y is equal to 18. Our next subject is chemistry. So our first question is, the relative molecular mass of calcium trioxocarbonate 4 is, let me write it down. The relative molecular mass of trioxocarbonate 4 CaCO3 is, in the options here, we have A 40, B 56, C 100, D 120. So How we solve for relative molecular mass, RMM as short form, is that we first to find the molar mass of each of them. For calcium, the molar mass is 40, for carbon 12, and for oxygen 16. Carbon 12, oxygen 16. This is calcium. So CaCO3 becomes 40 plus 12, which is calcium here. For oxygen, we'll multiply it by the number under it. That's 3 times 16 plus 3 times 16. CaCO3 becomes 40 plus 12 plus 48, which is 100. So that's the answer for this question. For our next question, it says a solution with pH less than 7 is A. Acidic, B. Neutral, C. Alkaline, D. Saturated. The answer for this question is acidic, and I'll tell you why. In chemistry, we have something called a pH scale. The pH scale runs from 1 to 14. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is called a pH scale. A pH scale is used to check the level of acidity or alkalinity in a chemical or in a substance. So note that if the pH number of any chemical is less than 7, it is acidic. But if the pH number is greater than 7, that is 7 here and above, it is alkaline. And anyone less than 7 is acidic. And if you recall from our question, it says a solution with pH less than 7 is acidic. So the answer to this question is option A, acidic. So that's the answer to this question. Our next question is, what is the molarity of a solution containing what is the molarity of a solution containing 0.5 mole of NaOH in 250 cm cube of solution. Okay, what is the molarity of a solution containing 0.5 moles of NaOH in 250 cm cube of solution? So how we solve this question is, this question has a formula. Molarity is equal to number of moles all over volume in dm cube. So the formula is given as molarity is equal to number of moles all over volume in dm cube. So we'll write out what we're given. Solution first. The number of moles here is 0.5 mole, and the volume is given as 250 cm cube. But if you look at the question says, if you look at the formula is given in dm cube. So the next thing, logical thing to do is to convert this volume from cm cube to dm cube. So we have 1000 cm cube is equal to 1 dm cube. So if 1000 cm cube is equal to 1 dm cube, then 250 cm cube is equal to 250 divided by 1000. We have 0.25 dm cube. So now, if we substitute these values into the formula, we have that the molarity, this is molarity is equal to the number of moles, 0.5 all over 0.25, which is equal to 2. Notice that this is mole, and this is dm cube. So we have that 2.0 mole per dm cube. According to the formula here. So this is the answer for this question. The next question is, the number of moles in 4.4 gram of carbon 4 oxide is number 4. The number of moles in 4.4 gram of carbon 4 oxide is solution.